Martha, I'm curious what you mean by connection. What is that?
That's a great question. There's been a lot of research done lately. Research on happiness, research on joy, research on health. And an awful lot of that research keeps coming back to connection being the common denominator for having health, joy, happiness. But your question is perfect because I think an awful lot of us may have ideas of what connection is,
Mhm.
but maybe don't really have a taste of the experience of connection with ourselves or with someone else. I mean, we may here and there, but we may not really be aware of what it is. And a lot of us, our sense of connection may have gotten a little distorted, maybe too strong a word, but distorted or altered or disguised through growing up in a family where maybe our innate and natural joy and boisterousness and openness and aliveness was maybe just a little too much for the family system. Or maybe it didn't land in a way that the child then felt received fully. And so children are designed for survival, and they're designed to find a way to fit in for survival. And so, we may start turning down our dimmer switch on our joy. And so in doing that, we're turning down our dimmer switch on our connection with ourselves, with what's naturally there for us when we're born. And so coming back into connection with ourselves or coming into connection with someone else in a more full way can bring up a lot of fear in our systems. It can bring up a lot of defense structures. It can bring up a lot of turning down the dimmer switch. And so I think the thing to bear in mind is that coming back into connection with our connection, coming back into connection with ourselves and with others is something that we want to walk into slowly. If somebody just rips the Band-Aid off and we're there, that may be okay in the moment. We may freak out in the moment. It may be okay in the moment, but our defense structures are just going to come back more strongly. So what we want to do is slowly walk into tasting and recognizing what a more, I'm going to call it innate. I don't know that that's the right word, but what a more innate connection feels like with ourselves or with someone else. And as we slowly walk into that and slowly recognize that it's no longer dangerous, like it would have been as a child if it didn't land well, that it does land well with others, and that we're safe in going there, then our system starts to relax and we start discovering more and more what it feels like to be connected with ourselves or connected with others. But if I try to give you a mental description of what connection feels like, I'm just going to create another layer on top of something else that already has a bunch of layers. So I would say this is something more to be experienced, less to be talked about, and to be gently experienced in small bites. We've most of us have heard the maxim, don't eat the elephant all at once, eat it one spoonful at a time. And I think this fits with that. You want to really just a drop of water until the cup is full. And Lawrence Heller, one of my teachers, has said connection, it's the thing we most yearn for, we most long for, and often the thing we're most scared of. It brings up the most fear. And so we really want to honor that, and honor that this is something to walk into slowly, to experience slowly. This isn't something where we want to pressure ourselves or push ourselves or rip off the Band-Aid or put ourselves in a situation where we're forced to do something that's beyond where we're comfortable. So it's really just meeting the edge of growth, and then discovering. Because if we discover, we also discover that it's safe. And when we discover it's safe, our system relaxes. And when our system relaxes, more of us can come online. And when more of us comes online, we feel more joyful, more happy, and more connected.